A simple woman named Grace Harper was brutally humiliated, drenched in water, and physically assaulted in the lavish lobby of the Grand Meridian Hotel in downtown Seattle, her quiet dignity shredded by a vicious staff, until her billionaire husband, Lucas Bennett, arrived to unleash a fury that would leave them all broken. The air shimmered with extravagance, marble walls reflecting golden light from towering chandeliers. When Travis, a sneering desk clerk, grabbed Grace's arm and shoved her toward the doors, barking, "Get out, you smelly tramp!" Melissa, a venomous blonde, hurled a glass of ice water in her face, cackling, "Wash off that stench, you homeless pig!" Derek, a hulking concierge, kicked her legs as she stumbled, water dripping from her hair, while guests gawked and laughed. Yet a fire in her eyes hinted at a secret so explosive it would soon torch their world. Who was she, and what wrath was coming? The trouble kicked off the second she opened her mouth. "I'd like to book a room," she said, her voice soft but steady, offering a polite smile. The desk clerk, a wiry guy named Travis with a pinched face and a name tag pinned crookedly to his vest, didn't even look up from his screen. "Yeah, right," he muttered, smirking. "You sure you're in the right place? Motel 6 is down the street." Grace blinked, her smile faltering, but she didn't snap back. "I'm serious," she said calmly. "Can you check availability?" Travis finally glanced at her, his lip curling as he took in her jacket. "Lady, this is a 5-star hotel. You can't afford the air in here, let alone a room." Before she could respond, a second staffer, Melissa, a tall blonde with a fake tan and a sneer, sauntered over, arms crossed. "What's the holdup, Travis?" she asked, then sized Grace up with a scoff. "Oh, I get it. Another drifter thinking she can loiter in the lobby. Honey, you smell like a dumpster. Did you roll in here off the street?" Grace's cheeks burned, but she stood her ground, her posture straight. "I just want a room," she repeated, her tone even. Melissa laughed, loud and sharp, drawing stares from a few guests lounging nearby. "A room? Sweetie, you couldn't pay for the doormat. Get lost before you embarrass yourself more." The insults escalated fast. Travis leaned over the counter, wrinkling his nose. "Seriously, you reek. What's that? Cheap laundry soap? Or did you skip the wash altogether?" Melissa chimed in, her voice dripping with venom. "She's probably homeless. Look at those shoes. Bet she's here to beg for scraps." A third staffer, a stocky guy named Derek with a buzz cut and a concierge badge, joined the fray, smirking as he circled around her. "Yeah, disgusting. We don't let trash like you in here. You're scaring off the real guests." He waved a hand at a couple in the corner, who glanced over with mild curiosity. Grace's hands clenched briefly, but she kept her composure, her beauty a quiet defiance against their cruelty. She tried again, pulling out her wallet. "I can pay," she said, sliding a credit card across the counter. Travis snatched it up, holding it like it was contaminated. "Oh, please. This is probably stolen. No way you've got money." Travis sneered, leaning closer until his breath hit Grace's face. "You think you can fool us with that fake card? Look at you. Grubby hands, ratty hair. You're a walking scam!" He snatched her wallet from the counter, flipping through it with mock disgust. "What's this? Coupons? Oh, poor baby. Can't even scrape together a dime." Melissa clapped her hands, howling with laughter. "She's probably here to steal a towel or something. Pathetic." The venom in their voices echoed off the marble, turning heads as Grace stood there, her wallet spilling onto the floor, her calm mask hiding the sting of their cruelty. He tossed it back at her, the card skittering off the edge and onto the floor. Melissa cackled. "Nice try, thief. What's next? Gonna cry for a handout?" Derek stepped closer, his bulk looming. "Time's up, lady. Get out or we'll make you." Grace bent to pick up her card, her movements deliberate, her face calm despite the sting of their words. "You're wrong about me," she said quietly, but they just laughed harder. Things turned physical when Melissa shoved past her, accidentally knocking Grace's shoulder hard enough to make her stumble. "Oops," Melissa said, grinning. "Clumsy me." Travis egged her on. "She's still here? Call security. This is ridiculous." Derek grabbed Grace's arm, his grip tight and bruising. "Let's go, you filthy nobody! Out!" He yanked her toward the revolving doors as she struggled to keep her footing, her sneakers squeaking against the marble. A small crowd of guests watched, some whispering, others filming on their phones. Melissa shouted after her, "Don't come back, you pig!" Derek grabbed Grace's other arm, twisting it hard as he spat in her direction. "You're a disgrace! Stinking up our lobby like some alley rat! Bet you haven't showered in weeks!" A guest nearby chuckled, egging them on, and Melissa jumped in, kicking Grace's fallen card across the floor. "Go crawl back to whatever gutter you came from, you filthy leech! This is our turf!" The crowd's whispers grew louder, some pointing, others laughing. As Grace's green eyes flickered with hurt, she refused to voice, her silence a fortress against their savage assault. That was the breaking point. Grace stopped, pulled her arm free, and reached into her pocket. "Fine," she said, her voice low but firm, and dialed her phone. "Lucas," she said when he answered, her tone steady despite the chaos. "I'm at the Grand Meridian. They're throwing me out." There was a pause, then a sharp, "What? I'm 5 minutes away. Don't move." She hung up, tucking the phone away as Derek lunged again, but she sidestepped him, standing tall. "You'll regret this," she said softly, not a threat, just a fact. Travis snorted. "Yeah, sure, princess. Security's coming. You're toast." 2 guards in black uniforms appeared, one grabbing her wrist, the other barking, "Move it!" The taller guard tightened his grip, wrenching Grace's wrist until she winced, while the other shoved her hard in the back, snarling, "Move, you nasty tramp! You're polluting this place!" Melissa ran up, grabbing a glass of water from a tray and splashing it in Grace's face, shrieking, "There, cleaned you up a little, still a pig though." Travis joined in, yelling, "Get her out! She's making me sick!" Water dripped from Grace's hair, soaking her jacket, as guests gasped and giggled, the humiliation a public spectacle she endured with unshaken poise. They dragged her toward the exit, her jacket catching on a chair as Melissa clapped and cheered, "Bye-bye, trash!" Then the doors burst open, and Lucas Bennett strode in like a storm breaking. 6'4", dark hair swept back, his tailored suit screamed money and menace. He was a titan, billionaire owner of Bennett Holdings, a real estate empire that spanned continents, and the Grand Meridian was his crown jewel. His gray eyes locked on Grace, then swept the lobby with a fury that made the air crackle. "Let her go!" he roared, his voice a thunderclap that froze everyone mid-step. The guards dropped Grace's arms like she was on fire, stumbling back. Lucas crossed the room in seconds, pulling her close, his hands gentle on her shoulders. "You okay?" he asked, his tone softening for her alone. She nodded, brushing her hair back. "I'm fine. Just tired of this." He turned, his gaze a blade cutting through the staff. "Who did this?" he demanded. Travis pointed at Grace, his bravado crumbling. She wouldn't leave. We thought—" Lucas cut him off, stepping forward. "You thought wrong. That's my wife, Grace Bennett. This is her hotel, you idiots." The lobby went dead silent, jaws dropping as the reality hit. Melissa's tan faded to a sickly white. "Your wife?" she stammered. Derek backed away, hands up. "We didn't know, sir." Lucas didn't care. "You didn't ask. You insulted her, grabbed her, called her disgusting. I saw the footage on my way in, every second of it. He pulled out his phone, barking into it. HR, now. I want every employee in this lobby fired, effective immediately. No severance, no references, nothing. Travis's eyes widened. Sir, please, I've got kids! Lucas glared at him. Should have thought of that before you threw my wife's card on the floor. Melissa tried to plead, tears streaking her mascara. It was a mistake. I'm sorry. Lucas shook his head, his voice ice cold. You shoved her. You cheered while they dragged her out. Sorry doesn't cut it. Derek dropped to his knees, begging. I'll do anything. Don't ruin me. Lucas towered over him. You put your hands on her. You're lucky I don't sue you into the ground. The guards hesitated, unsure who to obey, but Lucas snapped, You two out. You're done too. They scrambled for the doors as a dozen staff members stood frozen, realizing their jobs were evaporating. Lucas turned to the manager, a wiry man named Greg, who'd just rushed in, sweating bullets. You let this happen under your watch, Lucas said. You're fired too. Clean out your office, now. Greg opened his mouth, then shut it, scurrying away as the lobby erupted in whispers from the onlookers. Lucas faced the crowd, his arm around Grace. This is my wife, he said, his voice carrying. She owns every brick in this building, and you treated her like garbage because she doesn't flaunt it. That's your failure, not hers. Lucas pulled Grace closer, his voice booming with pride. She's not just my wife. She's the heart of this empire, a woman worth more than every chandelier in this room. You mocked her simplicity, her grace, but she's the one who built this place with me, brick by brick. You're the trash here, not her. He kissed her damp hair, the water from Melissa's attack still glistening, and the crowd erupted in cheers, clapping for the woman they'd overlooked, now radiant in her quiet strength as the staff shrank under the weight of their shame. He looked at the trembling staff. You're all out. Security, real security, will escort you off my property. Don't ever step foot in a Bennett hotel again. Lucas's eyes narrowed as he pointed at each trembling face. Travis, you'll never work in hospitality again. I'll make sure your name's poison. Melissa, every hotel in this city will lock you out. Enjoy flipping burgers. Derek, your career's dead? I've got friends in every union who'll blacklist you. Greg, you're a failure of a manager? Good luck begging for scraps. He smirked as their faces crumpled, tears and curses mixing with their panic. You hurt my wife, and now you're nothing. Less than nothing. Enjoy the fall. The crowd murmured in awe, some filming as justice landed like a hammer. A new team of guards in crisp uniforms flooded in, rounding up Travis, Melissa, Derek, Greg, and the original security duo. Travis yelled, "This isn't fair!" as they hauled him out. Melissa sobbed, clutching her purse, while Derek's pleas turned to curses, all fading as the doors swung shut behind them. Lucas turned to Grace, his fury melting into concern. You sure you're okay? She smiled faintly, adjusting her jacket. I am now. Thanks for coming. He kissed her forehead, then called over a new desk clerk, one who'd just arrived, wide-eyed and clueless about the chaos. Book my wife the presidential suite, he said, and make sure she gets anything she wants. The clerk nodded furiously, typing away as Grace leaned into Lucas, her calm restored, her strength unshaken. The lobby buzzed with stunned guests, some applauding, others filming the fallout. Travis, Melissa, and the rest were gone. Careers torched, reputations trashed, all because they judged the wrong woman. Grace didn't gloat. She didn't need to. She'd walked in as a quiet figure and left as the queen of the Grand Meridian, her dignity a crown they couldn't touch. Hey, if this story fired you up, smash that like button, share it with your crew, drop a comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more wild tales. Thanks for listening.